Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is 8th April 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, all of you please note, we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. And it is a highly expensive training course, but we are providing complete free training and all the training lessons are already available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. To access all the training lessons at our channel homepage, click on the tab Posts. Some of you might be seeing the tab Community. Click on the tab. You get access to this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link that will take you to all the training lessons. You just click on the link. Now we are into supply demand zone price action course YouTube playlist. I kept all the training lessons in this playlist. You just scroll down to the bottom of the page to access the first lesson. Here, starting with lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one, but according to my training instructions. I mentioned the training instructions at our Telegram channel. I provided the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. Join at our Telegram channel. At the top of the Telegram channel window, you can find pinned messages. Go to the pinned messages, and one of the pinned messages are having all the training instructions. So learn this course according to those training instructions. Then you will become a very good independent trader in the coming months time period. Please make use of this opportunity. Okay, now let's generate different reports, supply demand zone reports with the help of NeoStock software. First, I am going to generate NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. Starting with NIFTY, monthly time frame, generating monthly supply demand zone chain. So this is NIFTY monthly supply demand zone chain. And any time frame, always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones. And look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones. And also look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. And apply these same points to the remaining supply demand zone chain reports. And also don't forget to pause the video when you are moving from one report to another report, because I am giving you very few seconds time to watch the report. Okay, next. Generating weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next. Generating daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. I will mark the nearest demand zone to the current closing price so that it will be easy for you to look into the nearest supply zones also. And below you can have the next level. Suppose if this is violated, next one. If that is violated, next one. This is the way you have to understand. Similarly, supply zone, if the first one is violated, the next one. If that is violated, the next one will be active. This is how you should understand. Okay, next. Generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Let me adjust in the center. Next, 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. All are supply zones. Scrolling the list down. 33 is the serial number 33 is the nearest demand zone to the current closing price. PR's demand zone. Let me put it in the center. Okay. Next, 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. And all are supply zones. I'm scrolling the list down. Here serial number 52 is having the nearest demand zone to the current closing price, the 5 minutes demand zone. Let me put it in the center. Okay. So this is about Nifty. Next, I will generate Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain reports. That is nothing but Nifty Bank. So generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Serial number 22 is the nearest demand zone to the current closing price in bank, 5 minutes demand zone. So I'm adjusting in the middle. Okay. So this is about Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. With this we have completed both Nifty and Bank Nifty. Next we will generate finding the stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames, and daily and above we will also find stocks where price closed inside demand and supply zones. Starting with yearly time frame, price closed inside the yearly demand zone, we got 5 stocks. I'm giving you only few seconds time to watch the report, so pause the video. After that you can proceed further. Those who don't understand the structure of this report, I request you complete the training lesson 21.3. In that video I have explained each and every column, their values, abbreviations in detail. Okay, next. Price closed inside yearly supply zone, no stocks are available. Next time frame half yearly, stocks near half yearly demand zone, we got 1 stock. Next, stocks near half-yearly supply zone. We got one stock. Next, price closed inside the half-yearly demand zone. We got 7 stocks. Next, price closed inside the half-yearly supply zone. We got 3 stocks. Next time frame is quarterly. Stocks near quarterly demand zone. No stocks are available. Stocks near quarterly supply zone. 3 stocks are filtered. Next, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone. Multiple stocks we got. First 23 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 33 stocks are filtered. We can further filter this list based on quarterly demand zones having quarterly EMA confluence. So in the EMA confluence at quarterly time frame, I am setting the filter quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA confluence. At the same time, the trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. It should be up or down. Because remember, sideways trend, we should not use EMA confluence because it won't give any advantage. Remember these points for the remaining time frames also. So 19 stocks are filtered. Okay, next quarterly time frame. Price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. We got 7 stocks. We can further filter based on EMA confluence. At quarterly supply zone having quarterly EMA confluence. Trend on the quarterly can be up or down. We got 3 stocks. Next time frame is a monthly. Stocks near monthly demand zone. We got 8 stocks. Next, stocks near monthly supply zone, we got 9 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone, first 18 stocks in the list. Quickly, I scroll the list down. After that, we will filter with EMA confluence. "44 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on monthly demand zone having monthly EMA confluence. And also trend on the monthly up or down. So now the list is come down to 18 stocks. Next, monthly time frame, price closed inside the monthly supply zone. We got 12 stocks. We can further filter based on monthly supply zone having monthly EMA confluence. And also trend on the monthly up or down. With these filters, we got 7 stocks. Okay, next time frame is weekly. Stocks near weekly demand zone. We got 4 stocks. Next, stocks near weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 26 stocks are filtered. Okay, next, price closed inside the weekly demand zone. First 16 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 50 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on the EMA confluence. At weekly time frame, weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. Trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. We got 5 stocks. Next, price closed inside the weekly supply zone. First 16 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 29 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on the EMA confluence. At weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. Trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. We got 15 stocks. This is about weekly time frame. The next time frame is daily. Entry time frame daily. Let us find the stocks near to the daily demand zone. We got 7 stocks. Let us identify daily high liquidity demand zones. All are pierced. So we don't have any high liquidity daily demand zones from this list. Okay, next. Daily time frame. Let us find the stocks near to the daily supply zone. We got 14 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity daily supply zones from this list. NIFTY media is indices not listed in F&O. We are ignoring it. Adani Enterprise Solutions. This is a high liquidity. Daily supply zone. The entry time frame daily. HR Motors already pierced 4 times. So we can't use it for HLQ zone. But anybody wants to use pierced zone strategies, you can look into it. Marico is also pierced zone. You can't use it. Muthoot Finance is having a high liquidity daily supply zone. That's it. We have identified only 2 high liquidity daily supply zones from this list. Okay, next. Price closed inside the daily demand zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 34 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on daily EMA confluence. At daily time frame, daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the daily should not be sideways. It can be up or down. Now the list is come down to 6 stocks. Next, price closed inside the daily supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 32 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. And also trend on the daily should not be sideways. It can be up or down. We got 13 stocks. Price closed inside daily supply zone. And the supply zones or daily supply zones are having daily EMA confluence. So this is about a daily time frame. The next time frame is 125 minutes. Stocks near 125 minutes demand zone. We got 9 stocks. Next, Stocks near 125 minute supply zone, we got 11 stocks. Next time frame is 75 minutes. Stocks near 75 minutes demand zone. For entry time frame 75 minutes, let us find the stocks near 75 minutes demand zone. We got 9 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity demand zones from this list. MGL is having a high liquidity zone. Persistent is having a high liquidity 75 minutes demand zone. So total 2 high liquidity demand zones identified from this list, 75 minutes demand zones. Okay, next for 75 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near to the 75 minute supply zone. We got 10 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity 75 minute supply zones from this list. Axis Bank is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. Bank of India is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. Manappuram is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. PFC is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. So total 4 stocks are filtered. Stocks near to the 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones. So with this we have completed identification of daily and 75 minutes high liquidity zones. For applying HLQ zone strategy, you land in lesson 23.3 video. Sorry, lesson 21.3. Lesson 21.3. Okay, the next time frame is 25 minutes. So stocks near 25 minutes demand zone. We got 3 stocks. Next, stocks near 25 minute supply zone. We got 8 stocks. Okay, next time frame is 15 minutes. Stocks near 15 minutes demand zone. We got 3 stocks. Excuse me. Now let us look for 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence supported out of those 3 stocks. All the 3 are having a zone confluence with 75 minutes demand zone. All these are all 15 minutes demand zones. Okay, next 15 minutes time frame, stocks near 15 minutes supply zone. We got 10 stocks. Let us verify 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence supported stocks. Okay, here I am enabling the filter. Six stocks are filtered. Third one is PRC zone. Okay, next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near 5 minutes demand zone. We got 8 stocks. Let's filter based on the 5 minutes and 15 minutes demand zone confluence. So with this filter, 1 stock is filtered. Okay, next for 5 minutes time frame, stocks near 5 minutes supply zone. We got 8 stocks. Now let's filter based on 5 minute supply zone with 15 minute supply zone confluence. Okay, with this filter, we got 1 stock. So this is about stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. Okay, next we will generate bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly, daily and hourly income trades. Bullish trade setup for monthly income trade, entry time frame daily, entry zone demand zone, bullish or bearish at daily, selecting bullish, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhances score 12. With these filters we got 11 stocks. All 11 are supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. That means entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. That is what you have to say. Daily entry zone, demand zone. Okay, out of these 11, we can further filter high probability trade setup supported daily demand zones. First filter is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is a daily demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence supported stocks. Out of 10, we got 9 stocks. Okay, we can further filter this list based on the weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence, because the daily demand zone is overlapped with weekly demand zone. At a weekly time frame, checking weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. So we got 4 stocks. So these 4 stocks are having more high probability to get success. But this is not enough. Let us further look into LTF, ITF and HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. Removed EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. Daily with weekly. Next, daily with monthly demand zone confluence. Weekly with monthly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 3 stocks. So daily is overlapped with weekly, both together again overlapped with monthly demand zone. And monthly trend is up in all the stocks. So that's why let us verify if any of these monthly demand zones are having monthly EMA confluence. So with this filter, we got all the 3 stocks. So all the 3 stocks are having even more high probability to get success. So this is bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, we will look into bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, entry zone, supply zone, bullish or bearish trade setup at daily. I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhances score 12. With these filters, we got 8 stocks. Out of these 8, how many are having more high probability to get success? Let us filter. First, LTF, ITF supply zone confluence. That is a daily with weekly supply zone confluence. With this filter, we got 8 stocks, all 8 stocks. Okay. Further, this list we can filter based on the EMA confluence. Because a weekly is having downtrend, a weekly demand zone having weekly EMA, because daily is overlapped with weekly. Weekly time frame, checking weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. So none of the stocks are having weekly EMA confluence, weekly demand zone with weekly EMA. Something wrong I did here. I should not use demand zone because these are all the supply zones. I have to set weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. Because bearish trade setup we have to use supply zones. So let me filter, sorry for the mistake. See, now we got 7 stocks. Out of 8, all these 7 are having a weekly supply zone, having weekly EMA. That way they are having more probability to get success. Okay, next let us look into LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. I am removing EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled, daily with weekly. Next, daily with monthly supply zone confluence and weekly with monthly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 4 stocks. That is a daily demand zone overlapped with, daily supply zone overlapped with weekly supply zone. Both together overlapped with monthly supply zone. But monthly trend is sideways. So sideways trend, we don't look for EMA confluence. It won't give any advantage. So this is about bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, we will look into weekly income trade, bullish trade setup, entry time frame, 75 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish or bearish at 75, I am selecting bullish, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 12, and the pierced count on 75 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means zone should not be pierced. 75 minutes demand zone. With these filters, we got 5 stocks. So these 5 stocks are currently supporting bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. We can further filter by looking into high probability trade setup supported stocks. First, LTF, ITF demand zone confluence. That is 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. With this filter, we got all the 5 stocks. All these 75 minutes demand zones overlapped with daily demand zone. And daily trend is up. So let's look for if any of these stocks are having daily demand zone with daily EMA confluence. Okay, with this filter, we got 1 stock. So this 75 minutes demand zone might be having more high probability to get success. Okay, this is based on LTF and ITF. Next, let us look into LTF, ITF and HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. Removing EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled. Next, 75 with weekly demand zone confluence. Daily demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 1 stock. So this 75 minutes demand zone overlapped with daily, both together overlapped with weekly demand zone. And weekly trend is up. Let us check if this stock is having weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence. So that stock is not filtered. So this is bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Entry zone supply zone. Bullish or bearish at 75 minutes. I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum order enhancer score 12. And also 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 22 stocks. First 15 stocks in the list supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Scrolling the list down. So total 22 stocks are filtered. Out of these 22 stocks, how many are having a more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on the zone confluence. So first filter LTF, ITF, supply zone confluence. That is 75-minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. With this filter, now the list is come down to 16 stocks. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 16 stocks are filtered. Okay, because the 75 minutes entry zone is overlapped with daily, and if the daily supply zone having daily EMA, then the filtered stocks might be having even more high probability to get success. So in the EMA confluence at daily time frame, I am checking daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. So with this filter, we got 7 stocks. So these 7 stocks are having even more high probability to get success. Okay, next let us look into LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. Removing EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, first filter is already enabled, 75 with daily. Next 75 minute supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence, daily supply zone with weekly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 6 stocks. In all the 6 stocks, these 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily demand zone. Both together again overlapped with weekly demand zone. And weekly trend, that is HTF trend, is down in all the stocks except the second one. So by ignoring the second one, let us check if any of the weekly supply zones are having weekly EMA confluence. In that case, those zones might be having higher risk. Higher success rate. So I am going back. EMA confluence at weekly time frame. I am checking weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It should be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. So we got 3 stocks. So these 3 75 minute supply zones are having even more high probability to get success. This is a probability game. So this is about a bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next we will look into daily income trade supported stocks. Bullish trade setup, daily income trade, entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish or bearish. At 15 minutes I am selecting bullish, and the zone achievement is violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score is 12, and 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. So with these filters, we got only 2 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade, and entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. Out of these 15 minutes demand zones, how many are having a zone confluence with ITF time frame? Let us verify. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. So I enable the filter. We got both the stocks. In both the stocks, 75 minutes trend is up. So let's check if any of the 75 minutes demand zones having daily EMA confluence. So with this filter, we did not get any stocks. Okay, next let us look into LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence. Removing EMA filter. In the demand zone Confluence, we should set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled. Next 15 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone Confluence, 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone Confluence. So with all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. Both the stocks are filtered. Okay, now let us check if any Siemens daily demand zone having daily EMA Confluence. Idea you can't because it is sideways trend. In the EMA Confluence at a daily time frame, I am checking daily demand zone with daily EMA. At the same time, trend on the daily should not be sideways, it should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So we did not get any stocks. So no stocks are having EMA Confluence today. So this is about a bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame is 15 minutes. Entry zone is supply zone. Bullish or bearish trade setup at 15 minutes. I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ. Minimum order enhancer score 12. And 15 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 41 stocks. Currently, these 41 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade. And the entry time frame zones are 15 minute supply zones. Okay, first 15 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. Okay, total 41 stocks are filtered. Out of these 41 stocks, we can further filter high probability trade setup supported 15 minute supply zones. That is based on the zone Confluence. First filter is LTF and ITF supply zone Confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone Confluence filter we will apply on those 41 stocks. So I am enabling that filter. Now the list is come down to 38 stocks. First 15 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. So total 38. In all these 38 stocks, 15 minute supply zones overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. And 75 minutes trend is down in all these stocks, ITF trend. So let's verify how many of the 75 minute supply zones having daily EMA Confluence, because 15 minute supply zone is inside daily 75 minute supply zone. This 15 minute supply zone inside 75, that means overlapped with 75. So we are checking 75 minute supply zone having daily EMA Confluence, because 75 minutes trend is a downtrend. Let's filter. Now the list is come down to 6 stocks. So in all the 6 stocks, 15 minutes supply zone overlapped with 75, and that 75 minute supply zone having daily EMA Confluence. Okay, this is based on LTF and ITF supply zone Confluence and ITF EMA Confluence. Next we will look into HTF zone Confluence. Removing EMA filter. For LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone Confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled. Next 15 minute supply zone with daily supply zone Confluence, 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone Confluence. With all the 3 filters enabled, we got 14 stocks. In these 14 stocks, these 15 minutes supply zones are overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. All these 15 minute supply zones overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. Again, both together overlapped with daily supply zone. Daily means HTF. And HTF trend is down in few stocks, around 4 stocks. So in these 4 stocks, if any of the daily supply zones are having daily EMA confluence, then those stocks could be having even more high probability to get success. So EMA confluence at a daily time frame. Let us check daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. So with these filters, we got 4 stocks. See, SBI already gave you the trades today. Gave you 10% ROI. Okay. So this is about bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, we will look into hourly income trade, bullish and bearish trade setups. Entry time frame 5 minutes for bullish trade setup. Demand zone, bullish or bearish at 5 minutes. I am selecting bullish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd and enhancer score 12. And the pierced count at 5 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. So with these filters, we got 3 stocks. These 3 are supporting bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. And entry time frame zones are daily demand zone. 5 minutes demand zones. Out of these 3, how many are having 15 minutes demand zone confluence? Let us verify. 5 minutes and 15 minutes demand zone confluence. One stock is having demand zone confluence. Let us verify if this demand zone is having 15, because this daily demand zone overlapped with 15 minutes demand zone. If the 15 minutes demand zone having daily EMA confluence, probably this is having more probability to get success. So 15 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. So that is not having any EMA confluence. Okay, next let us look into LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. Removing EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. This is the first one. Next 5 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 1 stock. So this demand zone, 5 minutes demand zone overlapped with 15 minutes demand zone. That is again overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. But 75 minutes trend is sideways. EMA confluence does not give any advantage. So this is about bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone, supply zone, bullish or bearish at 5 minutes. I selected bearish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd enhancer score 12. And pierced count on 5 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means 5 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So we got 17 stocks are filtered. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 17 stocks. So suppose bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Out of these 17, let us identify high probability trade setup supported zones based on the zone confluence. First filter is LTF, ITF supply zone confluence. That is 5 minutes and 15 minutes supply zone confluence. Now the list is come down to 15 stocks. In all these 15 stocks, 5 minute supply zones are overlapped with 15 minute supply zone. Let us check if any of, because 15 minutes trend is down, if any of the 15 minute supply zones are having daily EMA confluence, then those 5 minute supply zones might be having more high success rate. the EMA Confluence at 5 minutes time frame, 15 minutes time frame, because 5 minutes is overlapped with 15 minutes supply zone. So I'm setting the filter 5 minutes supply zone with daily EMA Confluence. So two stocks are filtered. So these two 5 minute supply zones might be having more high probability compared to the other stocks. But this is based on LTF and ITF, supply zone confluence and EMA confluence. Next, let us look into LTF, ITF and HTF, supply zone confluence supported stocks. Removing ITF filter, EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, we should set three filters. First filter is enabled. Next 5 minutes with 75 minute zone confluence. 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. With all the three filters, we got 12 stocks. In all these 12 stocks, these are daily, these 5 minute supply zones are overlapped with 15 minute supply zone. Both together again overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. And 75 minutes trend is down in some of these stocks. Majority of the stocks. If any of those 75 minute supply zones are having daily EMA confluence, then these 5 minute supply zones might be having more high probability to get success. Let us filter them. EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame, checking 75 minute supply zone is having daily EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the 75 minutes should not be sideways. It should be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. So with these filters, we got two stocks. So these two 5 minute supply zones are having more high probability to get success compared to the others. So this is about a bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. With this, we have completed the income trades. And next in the final report, let us generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. So first 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. So I'm scrolling the list down, whichever the stock you want to refer, there pause the video. Okay, I'm scrolling the list down. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for our further study and analysis. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.